Hey guys, welcome to the Chain Gang Podcast, episode 29. We have our first in-person podcast, I think, with all three of us together.
The whole crew.
Yeah, we last time we did it, I think it was like around episode 4. So we've been
A
doing
while
all
ago.
audio and on Zoom since then. And our first ever episode with Chase live here in the studio.
Yeah, I decided to show my face.
This is fun. He lives in Orlando. We live in Ocala, so we don't ever get to do this. But we figured while we were here, we'd have our first, big debate type thing going on. We have a lot of good topics. We also have our game that we normally play.
Yep.
So let's get started. Would you guys like to do first the game or get into these juicy topics?
Let's do a game, little warm up,
Okay, we can do that.
I'm excited about the topics, though.
Okay, so this time there's 7. Not 11 like we've been doing, but 7. This, at normal rules, any position can be anywhere. It can be kicker, punter, anybody. So your job is to just, guess it.
Ooh, anybody. He said kicker, punter.
Okay.
Mike Tyson.
All right. First player is a 6'4", 307 player drafted out of Cornell
Whoa.
in the 4th round in the 2013 NFL Draft by the Green Bay Packers.
6'4". The 3rd round, you said?
4th round.
4th round. Okay.
Doesn't have a Pro Bowl, but I think nowadays is probably one of the best at their position.
Oh.
David Bakhtiari.
Secretly, no. And another hint, they don't play the position that they play now.
What?
The position that they were drafted, they don't play no more.
Okay. Kenny Clark.
No.
He's way heavier than 304.
Is he still on the Packers?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so how about where'd he go?
He played for Green Bay for 3 seasons. Is currently a free agent, but played a few seasons for the Browns.
Wait.
Played 5 seasons with the Browns, 3 with the Packers, and is currently a free agent.
Wow. 6'4", 307.
Yes.
4th round out of Cornell.
Yep. And probably one of the best at their position and isn't widely regarded as it. But for some reason isn't on a team right now. I don't know why.
This is tough. You start off with a hard one.
It's not that tough. You just gotta once you say the name, you're gonna be like, oh yeah. It's just like one of those dudes. Like he's not on a team. Not sure why. Maybe he wants a lot of money. I think the Browns cut him for contract issues.
J.C. Treader.
J.C. Treader.
I wasn't
plays
thinking
center
of
now.
that.
Yep.
Plays center. All right.
Good one, Chase.
Another big dude. 6'5", 304. Drafted by the Saints. Currently plays for the Dolphins.
Teron Armstead.
Yep, Teron Armstead.
I couldn't remember his first.
Are you recording, guys? Sounds good?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, so 1-1. This is getting interesting.
Sure.
Easy. Just like golf.
All right. 6'1", 211 player drafted out of Alabama in the 1st round, 21st overall in the 2014 NFL Draft. He's been to 1 Pro Bowl.
Mark Cooper.
Nope.
6'1".
6'1", 210. Not really relevant anymore. But, I mean, you know the name, but not really.
T.J. Yeldon.
Nope. Nope. They were drafted by the Packers.
Again? Eddie Lacy.
Nope.
Ooh,
6'1"?
He's a big boy.
But he's not tall.
I guess he's not tall, yeah.
6'1"?
Drafted by the Packers? That you said?
drafted by the Packers. Eddie Lacy was like 230, 240.
Yeah, no.
Big boy.
What team does he play for right now?
Played 4.5 seasons with the Packers before getting traded or cut, and then he went to the Redskins. Played a season with the Bears. Missed a season, I'm guessing, due to injury or just wasn't signed. And last year played for the Raiders in 2021. And is currently on no team at the moment. It says.
So the Bears?
They played on the Bears and then missed a season and then played for the Ravens or Raiders last year, not Ravens.
Oh shit.
It's a tough one. Is he a well-known
He's got
guy?
a unique name.
This one. Look.
What's other hints? Defense.
Okay.
Defense.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. That's it.
It's Alabama. He's from Alabama, Chase. You got to know this.
Got drafted 7 years ago.
In the first round. He was really good
By the Packers.
early on, but I think maybe that's problem was injuries. Maybe trying to stay healthy, and he just couldn't, and he kind of fell off. But I remember he was like one of the rising stars at his position.
You got any idea?
But just didn't pan out.
It's kind of difficult.
Bears, Raiders.
You mainly know him from playing on the Packers. All the other teams must have been just him trying to fix his career.
Ha Clinton Dix.
Clinton Dix. Damn.
He was really good, yeah.
He fell off really quick. Yeah.
Yeah, once he left or traded, whatever.
Yeah, it was awful.
He chased that bag, and I think he got hurt.
Yeah. So, next player is 6'3", 265. Player drafted out of Boise State.
Boise State.
In the second round in the 2014 NFL Draft by the Dallas Cowboys. Second round, second pick overall in 2014. Played every year with the Dallas Cowboys so far. 2-time Pro Bowler.
Travis Frederick.
Nope. Currently still on the team as well.
Zach Martin.
Nope.
Tyron Smith?
Nope.
Yeah,
6'3",
he's not
265.
Yeah, no, he's sounds like late. No, boys.
Probably
Sean
one
Lee?
of the top players at his position, but secretly, not. I mean, he's not secret, but
DeMarcus
it's like
Lawrence.
DeMarcus
Yeah, I was
Lawrence.
about to say DeMarcus Lawrence.
DeMarcus Lawrence. So is that 2-2?
Yeah, it's 2-2.
Okay, next player. 6'3", 267. Player drafted out of Buffalo College.
Khalil Mack.
Khalil. I was figuring if someone was gonna. Khalil Mack.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I was thinking if I said that because that's a small school.
You're a small school.
No, I'm not. I thought I was gonna have to go more in detail. 6-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All Pro.
I'm excited to see what he
Khalil
can do on
Mack.
the Chargers.
3-2.
Nothing.
I really
Alright.
think he will.
6'3", 300 pounds. Drafted out of Boise State. 32 years old. 6th round in the 2014 NFL Draft by the Denver Broncos. I believe he has a brother in the league at the same position. Or not like the same type of position. 1-time Super Bowl champion. I'm guessing when he was drafted by the Broncos.
Yeah.
In 2015.
He's still on the
His
Broncos?
rookie season. Huh?
He's still on the Broncos?
No, he's now in Carolina. He's been playing for Carolina for 3 seasons. I think he has a brother.
George Fant?
No, I think he has a brother that's on the Broncos right now and plays at a similar position. I think, if I'm thinking correctly. The last name, unless they have similar last names, maybe it's a cousin. I don't know. But I think they have similar last names, unless I'm thinking of someone.
What was the height and weight?
6'3", 300. 6'3", 300. Rookie season, won a Super Bowl. offense.
Yeah. Okay. Nothing.
I think his brother plays a left guard for the Broncos. Pretty sure. He's got the same last name, I'm thinking. I mean, unless I'm mistaken, but the dude's got really close last name.
Is his last name Risner?
No, his last
Dalton
name.
Risner?
Huh?
Isn't Dalton Risner their left guard?
That's who I'm thinking of. So no, not the same person. Not the same last name. I kept thinking because we play Madden and shit. I'm like going through all the teams.
Yeah.
I thought they had this. I thought they had the same last name. I keep seeing when I see that name because they're always on like the free agency list when we play. So it's my bad. Doesn't have a brother, cousin, whatever on the Broncos, but used to play for the Broncos. This player. I think he's pretty good at his position. I don't think he's bad at all. I think when he was young, he was really good. He's older now, so.
I can't think of any
Number
Carolina.
61. Doesn't help.
Can't think of any Carolina Panther O lineman right now.
All right, I'll give it to y'all. Matt Paradis.
Yeah, I would have never gotten that.
Matt Paradis.
How did you get brother?
Well, I don't know. Didn't he play? I mean, yeah, obviously he played for the Broncos, but that's what I remember. I thought they were like the same last name. I don't know why, because I always get their faces mixed up.
Yeah, it's a little off.
It was way off. My bad. That was my fault. All right, next player, 6'4", 270, drafted out of Kentucky in the first round, 22nd overall by the Pittsburgh Steelers, 2015.
15?
2015. His birthday is 6 days after mine.
Cool.
Interesting fact.
Well, just so you know, a majority of these players' birthdays were in February. J.C. Treader has the same birthday as this guy that I'm describing to you.
That's a big hint.
No, it's not.
So
what? It's a 3. It's 3-2. So you need to get
that's
this.
2-2.
No.
Yeah, that was
He
our
went up
fifth.
one. He went up one because he said Khalil Mack. He said it instantly.
No,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
our
yeah.
fifth guy right there.
No, this is the
No,
last guy.
That's the last guy.
This is the last
I'm
guy.
up
So you
by
need to
one.
get this in order for me to look up
Okay.
another one.
Okay.
So, Kentucky, first round, 22nd overall by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Currently does not play for the Pittsburgh Steelers anymore.
How long did he play for the Steelers?
6 years.
Where's he at now?
Tennessee.
Bud Dupree.
Bud Dupree. Bud Dupree. Yes, sir. All right. Well, let me give me some time,
Shit.
and I'll find someone.
In the meantime, we'd like to take a minute to thank our sponsors.
We need sponsors. If people want to sponsor, we'll
Zephyr Hills Water. Best water on the market.
I drink it every day.
Can't find anything better. Fresh spring water.
All right.
I'd like to say thank you to Apple.
I'm gonna do
Sponsor.
this one. Oh, ready? 5/10/201. Birthday also in February 10th.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This is coincidental. Oklahoma. Second
Monkey's
round, 40th overall
What year?
in 2016. Played for the same team every year. Hasn't left. Injury prone AF.
Yeah.
5'10",
5'10",
201.
201. Slot.
Slot guy.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. If I tell you the team, you're going to know instantly. That's why I haven't said the team yet.
Don't say.
Huh?
It's a well-known guy.
It's a shitty team. A real shitty team. They've won Super Bowls in the last decade. Now trash. Injury prone. Terrible offensive line. Bad quarterback. Maybe his last year if he doesn't do well. Wide receiver core. Obviously injury prone. I'm hinting the team.
I know.
So I just-
Oklahoma. You said first round or second
Yeah,
round?
there's another player on his team that's got the same last name, but they're not related.
Oh my god. What team?
I was gonna say something that's too obvious. That's way too
I was
obvious.
thinking Jets, but the Jets haven't won a Super Bowl.
Really bad offensive line. great running back, but just doesn't stay healthy.
Oklahoma.
Just
Oh, he's a running back?
no, I'm saying
Oh.
the team's got a really good running back, just can't stay healthy because of his offensive line's terrible. Quarterback sucks. Defense is all right.
Sterling Shepard?
Sterling Shepard.
Okay.
Giants.
Oh, the Giants. I was trying to figure out because there was a few teams that I like that.
I couldn't say that. If you say Giants, it'd immediately be.
I was thinking like Seahawks, or it wouldn't have been the Broncos anymore because they just got a decent.
Well,
quarterback.
technically, the Giants have won in the past
I just said
11 years.
I said, but the last decade they've had Super Bowls.
Nope.
Not the last decade.
11 years.
Is it really 11 years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2011.
It just really?
Yeah.
Dude, time's flying. It used to say like within the last decade, you know, they won, but damn, it's been that long.
Yeah,
Yep.
they've sucked for a
That's when they
long
beat the
time.
Patriots. Ah!
What year was it that they won?
2011.
Damn, man, I'm just out.
Yeah.
But you got it. I mean, they were winning Super Bowls.
I was trying to think. I was like, the Patriots have like 5 of those in the last decade. And you got
You
the
think
Bucks.
Falcons?
Yeah, I was thinking Falcons. But they, I mean, you didn't say Super Bowl wins, so I was thinking, okay, maybe it is the Falcons. I was like,
No, they won Super Bowls. But okay, well now we get to the portion of the podcast where we debate. We got some interesting topics that we wrote down and we kind of want to go over. But you guys have anything you guys want to say before we get started?
I have one quick question. Out of these, so we're doing it out of these 5 wide receivers. We have a list.
Yep.
Vacuum or no vacuum? Same quarterback, same team, same scheme.
When we're addressing, well, it depends on how you want to go to the argument. If we're saying best, I'm thinking yes in a vacuum.
Or fantasy.
Not fantasy.
Okay, not
just skill.
Okay.
Skill.
Okay.
You know, just pure skill. These aren't fantasy questions. These are just football questions. So we'll do the best out of these, blah blah blah, in a vacuum. When healthy. I mean, if you want to say, okay, maybe we'll say in a vacuum if they're healthy too, but when being healthy is also a part of the game.
Yeah.
So we can say a separate argument is this guy is this because he's more healthy than this guy. That would be you can break up the arguments and we can have separate conversations.
Okay.
If that's how you guys want to do it. Is that fine with you? You good, Chase?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think again.
Tough. But
Always
okay.
difficult to think.
I know it's hard thinking. So
It really is.
We'll go right to left.
Okay.
And then we'll start with. You'll just say who you guys think, and then we'll just go from there. So, out of the first question, out of these 5 wide receivers, who is the worst? Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs. And you can do your. Who do you have?
I've been fighting back and forth
your
about
worst.
this as the worst.
Worst wide
Talent?
receiver. Skill in a vacuum. We'll say healthy.
Oh my God, this is hard.
Healthy? Okay, that changes my.
We'll say healthy for now. We'll say healthy.
If I have to say the worst,
The worst out of this 5. They're not bad. None of these dudes are bad. But out of these 5, who is the one that you would least want to build around? I guess is another thing too. Because, I mean, obviously you wouldn't want to build around Antonio Brown.
yeah, right now.
Early on, you probably would, but not now. But
Yeah.
Not after 5
So-
CTE incidents.
We'll take that out of the equation and just talk because that's injuries and stuff too. So we'll just last year killed it. He was a top player in the NFL at the wide receiver position.
Yeah.
Great route running still. I mean you can say that mentally he's downhill, but for a guy that's been still able to do the things he's doing at 33, 34 years old is kind of incredible.
Yeah.
So longevity that gets him points in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mike Evans, he's always getting you 1,000-yard season.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
He just has such a different skill set than the rest of the guys.
yeah, he's a deep threat. He's a red zone threat type dude. He's tall. He's strong. All these other guys seem to be route runners.
Yeah.
He's more of like a physical wide receiver.
I think the hard thing here, the worst,
and you can
the
also
least
say,
amount of talent. I'm gonna have to say Cooper Kupp.
I'm saying Cooper Cup. That's my immediate go to. And I was
Oh,
like,
we didn't said the list. Like, who's on the list?
He did.
You did? You
yeah,
said all five?
AB, Mike Evans, Jamar Chase, Cooper Cup, Stephon Diggs. So Jamar Chase, I could see an argument in there. He's a rookie, only seen one season of him.
Yeah.
But
He had one of the better rookie
he
seasons.
did have one of the best rookie seasons.
Like
And,
1,800 total yards.
Cooper Cup had one of the best wide receiver seasons
Ever, yeah.
ever. So I don't think Cooper Cup, as much as isn't a better route runner than any dude on this list.
Yeah.
I don't think he's.
You know what people don't realize? I just realized that Cooper Cup is 6'2". He's actually kind of tall.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was actually kind
He's
of
a
tall.
taller, slack guy.
Yeah. He's
Because he's mainly in the slot, so
Why,
you kind of
'cause
think
he's
of him
white?
like a five. What?
yeah, it's
Tall?
'cause he's white.
That's a speed thing.
I don't know about that.
But anyways, and I'm just saying, all these dudes are route runners, are better route runners than Cooper Cup. I think most of them can catch better than Cooper Cup. I've seen what Antonio Brown can do on the sideline is kind of incredible. Still
Yeah,
to this day, can still do that. Tony Totap for a reason. Mike Evans, he's a big bulky guy that I think if they switch places, Mike Evans probably, if saying that they stayed healthy, Mike Evans would probably done the same thing. Better than probably Cooper Cup being on the Rams. You don't think so?
You can just say something like that.
Because it's controversial.
I know, but that's a big claim.
Mike Evans, does it with every quarterback. Name all the quarterback he's had over his career.
Jameis Winston. That's the best quarterback he's
When
ever
was
had.
Mike Evans drafted? When was he?
2015?
20
Or 14?
2014. So there were some shitty quarterbacks in 2014 that we had. 2015.
Wasn't James drafted in 2015?
16, I thought.
I think it's 2016.
2016. So he had 2 seasons with a bum quarterback.
It's like Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah, it was
right?
Blaine Gabbert for his first year.
What? I thought it was Mike Glennon. I remember Mike Glennon, Josh McCown.
Maybe.
All these dudes were throwing him the football.
Could be, yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. And he also had Ryan Fitzpatrick. He also had. Did he have Josh Freeman? Was Josh Freeman still there? Or he was after?
I think he was gone already.
2013. I'm thinking he was 2013.
I don't even remember him being on the Bucks.
I do, dude. I remember watching that crap. I'm watching it. I'm just like, dude, we suck. We can't figure out our quarterback at all. And then Mike Evans came out of nowhere and just, increased our quarterback's production. I mean, Jameis Winston had half eyes out there and is just throwing the ball, and he's just getting there. You know what I'm saying? So I think if Mike Evans would have been put behind a Matthew Stafford, who can make a wide receiver look amazing. I'm not saying Calvin Johnson wasn't amazing already, but can really get you the ball when you need it to have a great season. So, if Cooper Kupp can go to a different team or something happens to where he can show that he doesn't, it's not just that he's getting a lot of touches, so then it would change my view. But I think out of all these 5, Cooper Kupp is last.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Stephon Diggs, better route runner, fast.
I was debating between Diggs and Cup. I'll be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? So you think Jamar Chase, AB, and Evans are already above those guys?
Yeah.
Talent-wise. Before we said it's in a vacuum, because Kobe and I were talking about this the other day, I said Antonio Brown just because it was before all the stipulations that y'all just said.
Oh, yeah.
Just because he's older, gets a lot of injuries now,
Doesn't play.
and his attitude is so terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I kind of
We're
want
talking
to
about,
put
like,
it in a vacuum and
prime
take out
Antonio
all the,
Brown.
I just want to take out all the bull crap and just
Yeah.
worry about skill. Skill at the position.
At their best
At
that we've
that
seen,
point,
who you think is the best?
Everyone else is so similar to each other than Mike Evans, which I think means he stands out more. So
Stands out in what way? Good or bad?
better.
Okay.
Like he uses his version of wide receiver skills
Okay, but
way
we want
better
the
than
meat.
the other 4.
We want the meat. Who's the worst?
Yeah, who's the worst?
Oh yeah, I think I'm agree with you guys.
Wow, we have our
Just
first
his-
3 agreements.
That's actually
It's
pretty.
just his out of all of them.
Out of all the years that you would expect someone to say that the worst wide receiver is the one who just got 2,000 yards or like
I
1,900
think
yards.
it's just a product of the system that he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it. I mean,
It's not
I'm not
all the
downing
system,
him. I
but
still think he's good.
It's not all because of him. So it doesn't make him amazing.
And
He
he's
had a
on
great season.
He's a really good head coach. He's
Yeah.
got, he's very smart, knows how to get his players the ball. So,
Yeah.
I think
think
he just fits really well with the system. And
There's
benefits
something
really
that he does that just makes him really good. We just can't. You just don't see it. Like he's got to be like he's probably very able to.
He's so smart.
Yeah.
Maybe it's his intelligence.
He reads the field as well.
And he knows where to go. Yeah. He knows where to go to be open.
His quarterback and him are on such a good page, like the same level, that he just always knows where to go, and the quarterback always knows where to.
That's that's really important too, because if you have a really talented wide receiver and they're just running around and they're not really really intelligent enough to know what they're doing and remember all the plays, then you're not going to get production. So maybe that's what he stands out on.
Yeah.
I'm not saying none of these wide receivers aren't smart.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Jamar Chase for his rookie season's already doing it.
No, yeah. There's just something like Cooper Kupp that he does better than most people.
Yeah, he's up there. I'm not going to say he's better than most of these guys, but he's definitely up there as far as intelligence. So that's something you could probably say. But then again, skill at the position, he's not,
skill-wise.
I don't even think he's top 10, but we can get into
talent
that, later. But, okay, so who is the best out of these five? That's a good one.
I think Antonio Brown's like the easy answer.
You think that's an easy answer?
Yeah.
What about you?
The man, when he was in his prime,
and
was just ridiculous. Yeah, even now when he was playing with Tom Brady,
still doing it.
Like he was just doing.
No, you gotta go first.
Well, you think about it too. Like he was doing it still with two dudes ahead of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before he walked out on the Jets, dude, he was having a hell of a game.
Oh, you're talking about the Jets game?
Yeah,
the Jets game.
Yeah.
Like he walked off the field and he was still producing that all the way up to that point.
Yep.
Chris Godwin,
and supposedly he was hurt that whole game too.
Yeah, too, and he's playing off injuries. That's that's toughness. I have kind of like a three-way thing, and it's kind of just like it's AB,
Lucky,
Evans, and Diggs. I think you have Diggs on the low end. I think Diggs is probably one of the best.
I don't.
But then again, I think he does benefit from a system, because when he did play for the Vikings never really passed to him, and that's not his fault. He was open.
Yeah. I just think the thing with Diggs is I like him as a player, but I do feel like he's a little bit overhyped.
That's why he's on the bottom of the three.
Yeah. I
have it kind of in between Mike Evans and Antonio Brown, because with AB, his size, but Mike Evans is secretly very consistent.
Yeah.
And's done it with multiple trash quarterbacks.
Yeah.
AB had Ben Roethlisberger in his prime. So I don't really know how to debate that. If I had to pick someone I want to build around, it'd be Mike Evans. Just because of longevity, size, physicality, speed for his height. He does block really well. I don't know if you guys ever seen videos of him blocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty beastly.
And he's not afraid to whack someone, dude. So all around, I know it's a Bucs player, but I'm going Mike Evans. I think about the player I want to build around, at their earliest and on. I want to see. I know Jamar Chase is up there too for that, in that area, but I just want to see more from him before. He's only 1 year. You don't want to just put all your eggs in one basket for a player you've only seen for one season.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going Mike Evans.
Mine, I had a three-way tie like you. It was the same exact players: Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, and Stephon Diggs. But I prefer a different skill set at receiver, which is technicality, and Stephon Diggs has the most technicality out of any of those guys.
Get out of here.
Yeah, he is a great route runner.
He is a good runner. Yeah.
He's got great hands. He is smart. He's
but
definitely smart.
One thing, Chase, I just want to say, technicality is what made Antonio Brown one of the best wide receivers.
He's also one of the greatest athletes on the field.
But he was never really that fast.
Antonio Brown.
Oh, yeah, okay. But
Brown was never really that fast or didn't stand. Yeah.
What was his 40 time?
It wasn't very.
Who's not fast?
It wasn't coming out of college. That's why he was drafted in the 6th round.
Diggs or
Brown?
Oh, Brown. Yeah.
He was never a great athlete. Nothing like. I mean, he's a good athlete.
4'4",
but
mid 4'4", something like that.
he is able to just get open because that technicality
He's
you're talking
got the
about.
same
Yeah.
technicality too.
And what he can do with his feet and that comes with route running.
Something
He's the best route runner on this list.
Oh, for sure.
Hands down, yeah.
Best route runner on this list. Second, it'd be a tie between Chase and Diggs for me. Diggs probably has a slider edge because of his, he's been doing it longer.
Yeah.
But Chase is up there too. Mike Evans is also pretty good, but his size is, it's harder to break down and to get open, how they get open.
He's got such a large frame.
But he does it really well, though.
Yeah.
For his size, he does do it really well. The best you can. I mean, he's 6'5"?
Yeah.
Imagine having to do what Antonio Brown does at 5'11" when you're 6'5".
It's almost like
that's why he's my
can't
number.
be done.
That's why to me he's almost like a little guy but tall. The only thing he has a problem with is his some plays he'll just have this weird drop that doesn't really make sense when he's way open, or it's like it's in a pocket and the defender's right there and it's it just doesn't go in.
Concentration drops.
Yeah, it's just it's so good and he's so excited for it and just drops and you're like, oh man, that was a great play. But he didn't do it their championship season or that championship year 2 years ago. And he was more infamous for it before those seasons.
Yeah.
But lately, I think he's kind of got off that, headline of himself. So, okay. So the best, you said AB or Diggs? Or you said Diggs?
I said Diggs is my best. Cooper Kupp is the worst, obviously.
Diggs, Evans,
AB.
Okay. So, I mean, we all had the three.
Yeah.
That we thought. So, okay. So now we're going to switch to quarterback. Now, this is kind of a tough race. Who is the best out of these five? Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray, Jameis Winston, Jalen Hurts, Derek Carr. And if any of you say Jalen Hurts, I will slap you.
Why'd you even put him in there?
For the next question.
Oh. Best out of here. When it really comes down to it, I think it's Derek Carr. Because he just makes plays when it needs to happen. Like, you look at stats, Derek Carr is probably a little bit lower on that end than Dak. Maybe just barely.
No, he's not.
No?
He's only played 2 more seasons than
Yeah.
Dak. He has 10,000 extra yards, and I think 15 more touchdowns.
Okay.
Dak Prescott.
And you're picking this as the best?
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr at the best?
Out of these, yes.
Yeah.
Is that you too?
Yeah.
Oh my, I don't even think it's a race. It's Kyler Murray, dude.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No,
Quarterback?
No.
Quarterback.
No.
How is Derek Carr better than Kyler Murray at
Because
quarterback?
Kyler Murray can't throw the ball over the middle.
What?
That's why he sucked the second half.
No.
His defense has figured him out.
Dude. His stats just last year, and they were terrible, you would say last year. They had
In
a good
the
stretch of
second
games.
half of the year, the man could not play football. That's why the
Dude,
Rams
his
literally
coach
blew
is
them
awful.
out.
His
I don't
coach
care.
is awful.
You
He
can't
had
throw
an
it over the
injured
middle.
Wide receiver.
He's
one.
too short.
He's not too short.
Yes,
dude.
he is.
His whole didn't he go college? Didn't he go to college and go undefeated every year he went to college, except for like the playoffs? In high school, he was like 60-0. In college, he won every game I think except for the national or in the playoffs.
Trevor Lawrence didn't
You're
lose a
thinking
game in
of Trevor
college.
Lawrence.
No, I'm not. I know it's Kyler Murray.
I know. I'm just saying. Trevor Lawrence did the same thing.
He came from the West Coast.
Trevor Lawrence did the same thing.
And
What is he doing? Why is he on this list?
he's
Why does
on
that
the
matter?
Jaguars
Why does that matter?
because his team sucks. He's probably one of the most talented
No,
quarterbacks in the league.
I'm saying, why does it matter if Kyler Murray's on this list and you're using it as an argument about his high school and college career?
No, I'm just saying, like, he's a winner. His
I get
size
it.
hasn't ever been an issue until the last season.
It's always been an issue.
No, it hasn't.
It's just easier in college to get by.
No, it's not. Being a short quarter. How tall is he?
5'10",
I think he's
5'11".
I think he's 5'10".
Same height as Russell Wilson.
And Russell Wilson's a different player.
But he is a different player.
Listen, if Kyler Murray can mature and
but
become
the height issue's out the window if multiple quarterbacks are 5'11" and doing amazing.
Russell Wilson's the only one.
Russell Wilson and who else? Who's been 5'11"?
Russell Wilson.
Or 5'10", 5'11". Well, no, Russell Wilson. There's other quarterbacks.
No, there isn't.
Dude, yes, there has been. There's
Baker Mayfield's the only other one that he's 6'1".
Baker Mayfield's tall.
He's
6'1". You just said
that is short for a quarterback.
Not for a mobile quarterback.
He's not mobile.
Baker Mayfield's not mobile.
He's not. That's not what he predicates his game on.
That's not his game, but he is.
He can if he wants to.
Yeah,
but he's not very good at it.
And I mean, it doesn't matter height-wise for mobility. I'm just saying, you saying that his height is an issue, but there's a couple quarterbacks that are on an elite level that are as tall as him.
One.
And he's amazing. He's
the only one who's ever been able to do it.
It's not a rare thing. It's not like...
Yes, it is. It is so rare.
No, dude. It's not that rare. But anyways, last year, one of the worst seasons. Couldn't throw the ball down the middle.
I didn't say
8th QBR.
This was his best season.
Second best completion percentage.
This was his best season. No. I'm not saying... This year was his best season. Connor Murray's. This was his best season.
His best
Motherfucker
season?
threw 22 touchdowns. Like 27.
No, I think he threw...
What are the stats?
I think
Look
he
it up.
threw 20. I'm trying to remember. I had it up. I think he threw high 20s, maybe low 30s. But second best completion percentage, threw under 200 less passes than the leaders on
24 touchdowns.
On the top of so if you look at his yards isn't like
3,700.
Huh?
His yard?
Yeah.
3,700.
Yeah, 30. Yeah. But I'm saying he threw a little under 200 less passing attempts than the other top quarterbacks at his position.
Which inflated his percentage.
Ooh, I mean, yeah, throwing less attempts would increase your percentage.
Yeah.
But I'm saying though he was on track. If he would have thrown the same amount, he would have had more yards. The team just runs the ball a lot. That's why James Conner and what's his name, Chase Edmonds had a great season.
He himself runs the ball a lot too.
But it's like when you're watching the Cardinals, it's like they don't run the right plays at the right time. And it's like you have the pieces to do so. I just think if they got rid of Cliff Kingsbury, all their problems would go away. I think they need Bruce Arians to go back there. Or someone that can just bring, Kyler Murray and his team together because they're winning games.
All I'm saying,
they're winning a game and then they just choke, and you're like, oh my god. And then what happened to that DN they had?
Chandler Jones.
What happened to him?
He got injured. Same with J.J. Watt.
Not for a lot though. He played a lot of those games. You had him on your fantasy team.
Yeah.
He had week 1 blew up and then nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing ever again. So I'm just thinking that there's something management-wise that's not going on. That's not happening real well. And to me, watching Kyler, he's really accurate. He's very mobile.
I'm not saying that he's a bad quarterback. I understand your argument.
He's amazing, I think.
But where he's at in his career right now, there's a lot more steps he needs to do to get to be the best. I don't even know if he's better than Dak.
I'm talking about just on a skill level. You're talking about over a career longevity span.
I'm saying right now. I'm saying the best we've seen of them. Kyler Murray just has his best season.
If in a one-game scenario with the same players on the same team, you think Derek Carr would be a better quarterback than even Dak Prescott?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Derek Carr.
I would not take. I mean, Derek Carr is clutch, no doubt. Done a lot with less.
I'm just saying he does enough to win.
He's won big games with nothing. I've watched them, but I'm just. Then again, I don't know if that's just a skill he has or if it's just fluke. You know what I'm saying? Like
if he's done it more and more.
It only happened like once or twice last year, maybe 3 times.
If he's done it multiple years throughout his career.
Yeah.
Can you name those games?
Not off my head, no.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're gonna, we'll look it up.
There's the Raiders and Chiefs game 2 years ago that they played in Week 17.
No, I know every quarterback has their clutch moments.
You wanted me to name a game.
I know, but you're saying like I'm not saying one. I'm not saying just name a game. I meant like name where he's done it. Every quarterback has their clutch games. Every quarterback does. They come back from a low, first half, and then they come back and win the game. Like that happens.
Yeah.
But I would say he does that, but with less. I'm not saying he's that's his thing is winning clutch games because every quarterback's clutch. I can name numerous games where the quarterbacks, team started sucking in the first half and then came back and won. I mean, didn't the Bengals do that last year against the Chiefs? They were down 27-3 or some shit by halftime and came back and won in the AFC. Was it AFC Championship game?
Yeah.
Or the divisional round. Either.
Ooh, this is a good stat right here.
But I just quarterback wise, I can't say that he's better at all. Like it's not even close.
Let me see.
Dak Prescott's, his problem is that he just he's got a lot around him and can't figure it out. I think also he just needs someone to mentor him a little bit better. The coach that the last couple coaches that he's had, I don't think are good mentors in teaching a quarterback how to utilize all his weapons.
Yeah.
So that's his problem. He's got a lot of great wide receivers. Well, he lost one, but he still has a good wide receiver core, a decent offensive line still, a good tight end, good running backs.
I got a stat.
Great defense. Their defense was balling out last year, so I just don't understand how he's not producing. So I just think, again, it's a management issue.
Going back to Derek Carr, you were questioning his clutch ability. Since 2015, he has the most game-winning drives at 29 and the most fourth-quarter comebacks at 23 in the NFL.
And
despite
what's
not being
Kyler
able...
Murray's? Do you know? Can you look that up, too? Just to compare?
Well, it wouldn't be accurate because he wouldn't be in the league
He's
since
only been in the league
2015.
for, what, 3 years now?
I guess that's true. It would...
It wouldn't really compare very great.
Well, obviously...
It's gonna be skewed
how many
towards
years has Carr been in the league?
2014.
Yeah, since 2014.
So how many seasons is that? This is going on his 8th year?
4,
He's going on his
9,
8th year.
10. 10th year.
2014? He's been in the league?
9.
He's
This will
played
be his
9
ninth-
years.
This will be his 9th season.
Wait, 1, 2, 3,
And he's
4,
got how
5,
many
6,
fourth
7.
quarter
Oh yeah,
comebacks?
9. Sorry.
29. 23 fourth quarter comebacks and 29 game-winning drives
Stats from 2015.
since
So it's
2015, and it's
7
the most-
seasons.
Start right out the gate?
7 seasons.
Yes.
He
Yes.
started right when he came in?
Yeah,
I don't know if he started, but he played.
So he's
a
played
good
10
bit.
seasons and gotten 20?
No.
he
8.
might have missed a few games his first year because he only had 3,200 yards his first season.
He's played 8 seasons. His 2014 was his rookie year. 2015 and on, that's 7 seasons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
So 7 seasons, 29 comebacks
or
whatever.
That's like 3 a year.
No, isn't it 7 seasons?
7 Okay, I just did quick math. 4. Wait, how many game-winning drives did you say?
29.
Come back to the stat.
29?
29 game-winning drives, 23 fourth quarter comebacks.
So it's 4.
Most in the NFL.
4 games a year. And then what's the other one you said? Fourth quarter comebacks? How many?
23.
That's 3.
That's 3.
Still the most of the NFL.
But that's not even like when you just say the number. It's like it looks like, damn, that's really good. And you're like, how many seasons has he played? How many games has he played?
Well, I don't understand.
He plays 17. You have 17 games, and only 3 of them you get a fourth quarter comeback.
Anybody else?
Well, I just want to see who the others on the list. I kind of think that's kind of crazy considering Tom Brady's 22 seasons deep and he's not even on the top of the list.
Well, he doesn't lose very much.
So I know he doesn't lose much, but the games that he's won, he's got to have games where he's came back and won.
Not 29 because he's never.
Well, I guess maybe not in the fourth quarter he doesn't come back. I guess if you isolate it to just the fourth quarter. But if you're considering just a comeback in general, I guess.
Okay, we need to get off this bet because we've been.
Okay, but I'm just saying, it's not even. That's a low ability that I would take. But Kyler Murray, number 1. Who is the worst out of these 5?
It's either Winston or Hurts, but
I'm going with Hurts.
I'm definitely going with Hurts. If I had to pick this list, 1 Kyler, 2 Dak, 3 Carr, 4 Winston, 5 Hurts. So Hurts would be 5th.
He just hasn't shown anything yet.
He's bottom 4 of QBR, bottom total passing yards, last place in completion percentage, and tied for the least amount of touchdowns with 16. So not a throwing threat. That's why I kind of dumped him in fantasy football.
Yeah. Granted, his last season was his only full season.
Yes. But he had over 700 rushing yards.
Yeah, he did. That's the only thing that kept him alive in fantasy football. I'm sure his rushing touchdowns are up there too.
I didn't even look at his rushing touchdowns. I just looked at the.
Despite that, he just hasn't shown the capability that these other 4 quarterbacks have yet.
Right. Yeah, I just think he's
For some
young.
reason, the Eagles still believe in him though.
The Eagles, you guys saw them. They said that they think that they're a top team in the league.
Yeah.
Miles
They're
Sanders
really
said,
hyping themselves up.
Why? I'd be like, guys, we suck, and then when we win, everyone's
they need to prove themselves before they say that shit.
Oh, man,
they made
crazy.
it to the wild card.
So there's no debate there, but we are thinking Derek Carr is kind of close to that same. Okay, so who is the worst running back out of these 5? Next question: Zeke, Mixon, Aaron Jones, Saquon Barkley, or Leonard Fournette? Worst running back. Vacuum. In a vacuum. Worst running back. I'm going to go ahead and say my bottom is Zeke. I'm going to say Zeke.
What?
Zeke's my bottom.
Why?
Out of these 5?
Yeah, why?
Wait, we're talking about out of our best.
Oh,
We're doing
worst.
We're doing worst first.
Worst 5.
No, I'm saying, is this right now out of the vacuum?
Yeah. Players in a vacuum, yeah. I'd say Zeke.
Same situation as the wide receivers. Like, put them all in the vacuum, same team, everything.
It's close, but
Like, we're talking about them right now. I'm not going to talk about longevity of their career. I'm talking about right now.
Okay.
I mean, you can go till like, well, I guess you can't talk about. We'll talk about last season and maybe the year before, but no later than like 3 years. We'll stay within like 3-year range because most of these players, like Saquon. I mean, he's kind of.
The last time we saw Saquon play was 3 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. So it's you can go back that far.
I think the worst is Aaron Jones.
Really?
No, I don't have him.
I don't think so.
I have.
He's a
in a
bulldog.
vacuum, like in no. This is we'll do with injuries, without injuries. Saquon is by far the best. With no injuries, the best.
Yes.
Two, I would probably put
I feel like
Fournette.
I think you're wrong there.
Then Aaron Jones, then Mixon, then Zeke is last.
I was so high on Leonard Fournette coming out of college, but it never fully translated to the NFL.
I don't think I can say that accurately with being on the Jaguars. That's like
Even the last 2 seasons on the Bucks, it hasn't fully translated. His explosiveness.
Well, he's not explosive, but he's just a different type of running back than what he was in college.
where he got drafted. I think that's what Chase is saying.
Well, he used to be an elusive running back. Now he's a power back.
I know.
No, he was always a power back.
Well,
Did you not see him
okay.
play at LSU?
I understand he was both. He was super fast and could kill you.
Yeah.
Now he could just kill you. That's it.
Yeah, that's all he does now. Is just
That's what I'm saying. But he's not like Saquon Barkley where he's like cutting out of the hole and like, or Dalvin Cook just blasting through the hole. He's more like a power back that can juke and push over and get those extra yards.
That's not because, but he's so one-sided that I have him as my bottom.
I don't really think he's one-sided. He can catch.
He does have good catching ability. Not the best on this list, but it's up there.
But I think so. The reason why you asked me why I have Zeke low, and it's because he's had so many opportunities and so many good good team in general, to not produce. He's like every year the last few seasons he's been. Every year that Zeke's had a top team, he's been underproducing than one expected. So last year he barely got over 1,000 yards, 1,002.
Yeah.
And when you compare the stats with the other running backs, I took screenshots of it and I could show you actually. It just doesn't look like where he should be, with how many attempts he has compared to the others. He has way more attempts than the others on that list, like by a lot. Like you said, Leonard Fournette, it hasn't translated the last few seasons. Leonard Fournette almost has 900 yards and is significantly lower on attempts compared to Zeke.
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette's, average yards is higher, obviously.
4.5 to 4.2.
Yep. But Zeke's got 1,002 yards last season with 237 attempts.
Yep.
Fournette's got 812 yards and 180 attempts. So, coming from a pass-first team, I guess you could say, like, oh, he's not, doing what you think. But when given the opportunity, like, when he does get the ball, he's using – just like that's why I think Aaron Jones isn't bottom. If you look at Aaron Jones' stats –
he has good averages.
When he gets the ball, he utilizes it. And that's what I think those two players are lower on that list for, because yards-wise, they're not breaking 1,000 yards. But then again, they're not breaking 200 attempts. Zeke is every year.
He's more of a workload 3-down back guy.
And when
but Leonard Fournette should be 2, though. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, they had a backup, and they're on Tom Brady's a pass-first guy.
Yeah, he does get.
They throw the ball a lot.
40 to 50.
And when you're watching him play, and that's exactly why he was a top 5 running back last year in fantasy football. From that exact reason, he fits. He knows that he can probably be a 200 attempt season player.
He probably doesn't want to be, so
but
he can.
Right. It doesn't fit. It doesn't help him to be that.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Zeke, gets those attempts, and then by playoffs is like not himself. It's like he should be. That team should have numerous years. The Cowboys should have gone further. Last year, probably not. Last year, they kind of screwed themselves because they had the worst. The easiest schedule I've ever seen. And they bloated themselves up thinking that they were all, top shit. Well, when you play the whole entire NFC South, 3 games, so you lost to the Bucks, you kicked every other team's ass, you have to play 6 games against your own division. That's 9 W's right there.
The worst division in the league.
And I can't even name the other. I can't even think about the other crappy teams. But I think they played maybe 4 hard games last year. One of them was the one that they did beat, but they didn't really. I think it was just an off night because the score was like 16-13. Was the Chargers?
Yeah.
It's not like it was like a 30-12 win. It was a fucking won by a field goal, and it was under 14 points. So to say that Zeke is, we're just talking about recent, not his whole career. He had a great start, but he's no longer, I think, a top running back. He's just not himself. And
I think he changed his mind. I agree with you.
It's just hard to say that with what he's getting. Like if you look at Nick Chubb's, like Nick Chubb has this almost the same. But granted, Zeke does get the pass, gets the catch. Maybe Nick Chubb would too if Kareem Hunt wasn't there, but they have the similar attempts, and he's got 300 almost or 250 more yards, and I don't know about touchdowns. Chubb only had 8 touchdowns last year, so it was kind of an off year for Chubb. But that's kind of like where I think with what he's getting, he should be at least 1,200, not barely breaking 1,000. And I'm sure the last game they're like, man, you need 8 more yards. Okay.
Other than
feed me the ball.
So last season he got 1,000 yards rushing. When was his last 1,000 yard season?
His last? I can actually look that up.
Prior to 2021.
Well, I don't think it was last year because he was injured.
Right. I think he only had like 800 something yards.
Who?
Zeke.
That was last year. He had 1,002 last year.
No, we're talking about like last year. 2 years ago.
It would be
now.
2020.
Oh, okay.
He got injured that season.
So 2020 he had 980.
Ooh.
Okay.
And then the year before that 1,300, and then 1,400, and then 900, and then 16. His rookie year that's when he blew up. His rookie year, he had 16. That was the best. He dropped 700 yards, but he only played 5 less games.
So out of these top,
I mean, he shouldn't have had 900. He should have been like above 1,000 for only missing 5 less games. But then when he played 15 games again, he jumped back up to 14 and then fell a little bit lower. So he's been on a decline since 2019. He had 13, then he was just under 1,000. Now he's barely over 1,000 this year.
Okay, so running backs with over 200 attempts. Quick question here: who do you guys think has the worst average?
Say that again.
running backs with over
Average of
200
what?
attempts, average yards per carry.
Average yards per carry.
Who do you think had the worst?
I wouldn't even know the list.
Would it? No, it's not Derrick Henry.
No.
Definitely not him.
Him and Jonathan Taylor actually averaged the same amount of yards.
Is it? It wouldn't be Aaron Jones, would it?
No.
Aaron Jones doesn't get 1,000 yards a season. Well, he didn't last year.
I wouldn't be able to tell you.
The worst per yard? Is it Chubb?
Oh, no. Chubb's the best.
Oh, okay. I thought
Who is it?
you said somebody that I wouldn't think, and I'm like thinking Chubb's got to be up there, but maybe
He used to be I mean, he's still good, but he used to be like top of the league running back. Like, you want this guy in your fantasy team. You're not gonna be able to see it right away.
No, I was seeing if you were making sure you were still recording.
Oh yeah.
Is it a top player in the league? Is it Joe Mixon?
Running back. No. Come on, man.
Is he on
Joe?
the list?
I wouldn't trash Joe Mixon like that.
Hey, you love that guy.
Worst average?
He's like top 3 pick like 2 years ago.
It's not Dalvin.
No.
2 years ago.
He still could be. He's still going in the first round now.
CMC?
Mm-mm. Maybe even last year, like 2 years ago, as in 2020.
So fucking lost.
We're missing a guy.
I know. I'm just.
Who are we? Kamara?
Yeah.
Is it?
3.7 is the worst average yards per carry.
Wow.
And then him and this one kind of doesn't. It's James Conner, 3.7 as well, but.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Najee Harris is 3.9.
He's only got 1 year under his belt.
I know.
though.
I'm just saying.
And it's a shitty team.
Yeah, I'm not trashing. I'm just saying.
Okay, so my answer is Zeke for the worst.
For the worst. You changed my mind. I would agree.
Maybe you could say Joe Mixon, just because, if we're talking about recency, because this is his first season where he's excelled.
Listen, so for me, right?
But seeing him healthy,
You said Mixon was the worst?
I'm saying I can see an argument.
He put him at fourth.
Okay.
Yeah, he's fourth.
Okay.
The only reason why I think I'm gonna say this, then you can go. I think Mixon's probably the worst, but he's had less over his career than what Zeke's had. That's why I put Zeke as worse. That's why I put Zeke at worst, because he's had a lot. He's had one of the best offensive lines, and it's
been on a fast decline the last 3 seasons.
and
Okay.
they're not terrible.
So I just want to make one
good.
thing clear here.
Is this Joe Mixon love stats?
No, it's not Joe Mixon at all. The reason why I'm putting Aaron Jones, I'm not basing it off of last year's stats, because his last year's stats were fine. They were good. They were like right in the middle of the top end,
For
probably
what
top 15.
for attempts, what he had is really good.
And I think it's because there's no attention on him. And this year, they're going to have no choice.
Dude, you're saying the same thing I say every year, and he's always, in fantasy football, top 10.
No, but this year, they really have no choice.
No, he has to be the spotlight of the team this year.
But I'm telling you, man,
They have nobody
when he
that-
gets
I
the
mean,
ball,
maybe they get a good
he
rookie, but-
utilizes it. When
I
he
know, I'm
gets
just
the
saying,
ball,
this
he
year,
utilizes
he
it.
has no choice.
Aaron Rodgers gives him so many dumps.
If
dump
Aaron
throws.
Rodgers was not on that team, Aaron Jones would be nothing. That's what I'm saying.
I understand the argument. No, I do. He was also a player around there, but what I see him do with efficiency. So you're predicting that he's gonna be the bottom.
We're gonna
So
look at this
is
next
more
year.
of a
So if we
future
come
debate.
back to the same
gonna
argument
be-
at the end of next season,
Yeah,
you'll
it's
say
gonna be
Aaron Jones is the
between
worst.
Zeke and Aaron Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was gonna say
Wait,
Zeke.
say it
too.
again?
We'll see.
It's gonna be between Zeke and Aaron Jones. It's the worst.
Okay.
I just still don't believe.
But you understand my argument about it.
Yes, yeah.
Like he's had a lot.
I get it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not. There's nothing that could show that he's bad. There's just nothing special about him.
It's just
He's
does
just
great, I guess, stat wise. But when you're like watching a play, it's like, why are you not like Derrick Henry right now, just getting all these yards?
No, I
like
get
your
what you're
team
saying.
is the best in the league. You got didn't they have the number 1 seed? No,
Yeah.
the Rams did.
Yeah.
But
they
they
were number 2.
They were number 2.
Yeah.
They were, but they had, it just doesn't make sense, man. I just think they need to just
Okay, so
stick with Pollard.
who's our best?
Stick with Pollard.
Without injuries, it's Daquan. I think we can all agree.
Oh yeah, without injuries.
I
but
think it's- I
take
think it's
injuries into
Saquon on
account.
this list.
I take injuries into account.
What'd you say?
I think it's
Give it a
Saquon.
Saquon without injuries, but without injuries, I have Fournette.
I don't.
I have Fournette.
I want to say Fournette.
I still think it's Saquon.
I just haven't seen him play like he did in college. That's the only
Only
argument I have.
From
something
when
changed.
he changed from when he left the Jaguars and he joined the Bucs, I would say it was a drastic change in his running back ability. Yes, he started off sluggish in the beginning, but once he learned the system, learned the quarterback, learned the team, he has been one of the most secretly you don't when you're playing the Bucs, you're like, okay, run game's ass, but then when you look at the stats at the end of the game, over 100 rushing yards. Because he just mows down. He just gets those 4 or 5 yards every play because he's so heavy. And he's fast for being heavy.
I don't know.
And he doesn't get the ball. He may get the ball 12 times a game, whereas Zeke's getting it 20 times a game.
And he's doing less with what he's getting.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see how he does without Ali Marpet there.
I want to believe in him. I love Leonard Fournette. I love his running style.
I believe in him. I think
he's a beast.
I'm thinking Joe Mixon's just on a 1-year little thing. I'm thinking Aaron Jones is probably one of the most efficient players here. I think
he's the most well-rounded.
Yeah, being well-rounded for the being on a pass-first team.
Yeah,
and doing a lot with not the same attempts as these other guys. He does a lot. So I'm gonna have Leonard Fournette 1. Aaron Jones. I guess I'd have Joe Mixon, Zeke. I guess Barkley, because this is with the injuries. I have Zeke or Saquon, at the bottom with injuries.
I'm taking Saquon.
No, I'm not.
Taking Saquon, Mixon, Fournette, Jones, Zeke.
Without injuries.
With
injuries, you're taking Saquon?
Behind a good old line, yeah. I'll take him.
That hasn't happened since he's been in the league, though.
Behind a good old line, I don't care. Behind a good old line.
Everyone's under the same. So average O-line. Average O-line. We'll say average O-line.
Why are we going to make it average O-line?
Obviously, if anyone has the best offensive line, they're going to be.
I didn't say best.
You said a good offensive line.
Not the worst, which is the Giants.
We'll say average. We'll keep it in the middle. If everyone has an average line here, who's
Saquon. Because you can still throw him the ball.
Saquon.
I think if it's all average, Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones doesn't have a great O-line.
Bitch.
Aaron Jones and Fournette are my top 2.
Bitch.
Mixon, same thing. I gotta see him do it again.
I see Aaron Jones fuck up the Vikings 2 times a year, and it just kills me every time.
Yeah. And
it's
Zeke, has had it.
It's too easy for him.
I'm just saying. Okay, so we all agree Fournette's number 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
So who is the most overrated quarterback?
Dak Prescott.
All right.
Jalen Hurts.
Overrated?
Overrated? Yeah. Everyone's hyping him up.
No one likes him.
I guess they are hyping him up, but I'm not. I put Aaron Rodgers.
No.
He's definitely overrated. You can't tell me he's not overrated. If you're going to say you're the best quarterback in the NFL and you can't win a playoff game.
I wonder how many times we've talked about this on this podcast.
But that's the question, though.
You gotta name
I do agree
with
he is one of the most overrated, but the most overrated player who gets the trophies, who gets the awards, who gets the accolades, but can't fucking finish in the playoffs is him. He's had
other than Tom Brady, you're gonna have to name me another guy that's better than him. You're gonna have to.
No, that's not the argument. You know what overrated means? It means that they're way up here. Everyone thinks that they're up here, but they play sometimes like they're down here, and that's what he does. He's had a top wide receiver on his team, top offensive line in the league, top defense, all in the same year, and loses. Throws 3 to 2 interceptions in the playoffs, throws 1 touchdown, goes under 200 yards in the game, chokes. That's what overrated means. Chokes.
Overrated.
Do you think he's overrated?
A little bit, yeah.
You think,
not like
but
majorly.
Dak's more though.
Yes.
No, Dak's up there. I think him and Dak. Up there.
I think they have the same curse as they can't just
Dak's
win.
Up there too.
They just can't win.
Like the most.
Aaron Rodgers has a clutch team besides the playoffs. Dak Prescott just doesn't win.
To me, that's all that matters.
No, I'm just saying.
If you're a top 5 quarterback,
I'm not arguing against you.
No, I'm not arguing with you either. I'm just saying, if you're a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, obviously you're gonna have probably have a great regular season. Cool. But when you get into the playoffs and you've won 1 Super Bowl and you've been to the playoffs numerous times and your team you say is ass, but it's not. On paper, it's not. On stats, it's not. But you think it's ass, and you can't produce. Sorry, I mean, you have a great running back. You have the best wide receiver in his prime. You had Bakhtiari in his prime. You had all these good offensive linemen. Defense for years has been good. Can't say who are you gonna blame? Who are you gonna blame? You gotta blame yourself. The quarterback is the most crucial position. So, running back.
This is tough. I was trying to find one.
Yeah, I can't. I wasn't able to think of a running back.
I think it's
Zeke. That's mine. Zeke is overrated.
I don't even know if he's overrated anymore because he's not even rated high.
I think anyone on the Cowboys is overrated.
True.
Just off being
True,
on the team.
Good point.
God. I mean, honestly, I'm just gonna say James Conner. Like, the man is just.
I don't know anyone that's hyping up James Conner.
Fantasy world is the fantasy world.
I guess this year, but
He's just had one good.
I'm thinking
season.
over like a longevity thing, not just this year. So if
Okay,
you're talking
well,
about
then
just this year, I would say
Elijah Mitchell is very overrated.
yes.
too.
I would if it was just 1 year, I'd say Elijah Mitchell is up there. But I'm thinking of like numerous years. I'm putting Zeke.
Okay, well, Alvin Kamara is also one I want to say.
Alvin Kamara as well. I got rid of
Because ever since what's his nuts Breeze started like going a little bit like going downhill, and then he left, Kamara hasn't been anything. So it's kind of hard to put him up there in that elite tier still.
I know it kind of sucks too because it changed overnight almost.
Yeah.
It was like you're like, man, he's still kind of a top player, and then you watch him play and you're just like, damn. But if Jameis comes back healthy,
yeah, he could have a good
then
season.
I think he could fix his career.
Yeah.
But right now, it's not looking good. So,
Okay, well, what about wide receiver?
wide receiver, I got Cup.
Oh,
Cup.
Chase, who'd you say for running back?
I agree with him. I think it's Zeke.
Oh, okay.
Cup.
Cup?
Wide receiver, overrated.
I think it's AJ Brown.
AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Okay, that's up there. I do think so.
Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood Brown. The most.
Overrated.
Most.
Maybe not most overrated. He's overrated for
But
sure.
who's the most?
I think Hunter Renfrow is getting a
I'm
little
thinking Cup
overrated.
because of the system, like we talked about. In
Hunter
the first.
Renfrow is another one of those system guys like Cooper Kupp.
Deontay Johnson's another one that's overrated.
No.
No, he just hasn't had a good team.
No, what do you mean? He had Ben Roethlisberger when he was ass and still
I'm
was
just
a top
saying.
player.
I'm just saying. I think he's overrated.
Huh?
I still think he's overrated on an NFL skill wise. I think he's fine, but I mean his catch rate isn't very good.
What he had to deal with for Pittsburgh the last few seasons, and he's a top
But
player.
he also got like some of the highest targets in the league.
I know, but if you can't produce, you can't produce, and he's producing.
Let me look at this.
He's producing with his catches.
He was third in targets.
I know.
I'm just saying.
He's getting open.
No, he isn't. He's third in targets, and he didn't catch 62 of those.
I mean, they probably are forcing him the ball because
I know. That's what I'm saying. He's good. He's good.
their team
but
sucks.
He's a little overrated.
The team sucked.
I wasn't saying he's the most overrated. I'm saying he's a little overrated.
Okay, I guess I thought you were saying he's the most. But okay, so I have Cup. Same reasons that we talked about in the first segment about him not being a top player out of those five. Just fits the system really well, and I think he just benefits from it a lot. So much so that people are willing to trade their whole team fantasy-wise for him, and that's just crazy.
You're welcome.
All right, underrated. What do we got?
Underrated.
I just can't find like
Cousins. That's mine.
yeah.
Under?
Quarterback.
Oh, okay.
Underrated quarterback is Kirk Cousins
Kirk Cousins. You could say Carr.
or Derek Carr.
He's honorable mention. Cousins is for sure. I think if you compare his stats last year with Aaron Rodgers, you'd be shocked how close they are.
Listen, dude. Most underrated? Come on. Mac Jones. I'm just kidding.
You guys want to see the stats?
Oh, dude, I should have said Kyler Murray for
Actually,
my most
yeah, let me see the
overrated.
stats.
Okay, so, all right. Passer rating.
For who?
Passer rating
Kirk
for Aaron
Cousins?
Rodgers.
Listen,
is
the way people talk about Kirk Cousins is the way that people should talk about Dak Prescott. Because Amari
Yes.
Cooper was so right when he said that Dak is
The Kirk
black
Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
Oh, black Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
Kirk Cousins is white. Anyways, so Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers.
I have openly said that I hate Kirk Cousins.
103
Yeah. You're a Vikings
versus
fan.
111
hater.
passer rating. So it's an 8
Okay.
difference. This is attempts, I'm guessing. Yes, or completions last year. Kirk Cousins had 6 more completions, but passed the ball 30 more times.
Okay.
So roughly
pretty close, yeah.
Kirk Cousins has a 66 completion percentage, and Rodgers has a 68. Kirk Cousins has 4,200 yards, while Aaron only had 4,100 yards. And that is about over a 100-yard difference. Kirk Cousins... trying to figure out, like, what the... Okay, so... And then touchdowns and interceptions. Kirk Cousins threw 33 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers threw 37. And Kirk Cousins had 3 more interceptions, and Aaron Rodgers only had 4. So it's 33-7 versus 37-4. Pretty close.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty close.
Pretty close.
Why did Aaron Rodgers win the MVP last year? Because his touchdown to interception ratio?
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing. And Kirk Cousins isn't
I
far.
think it's been one of the highest.
How the hell is it not Tom Brady?
It should have been Tom Brady.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. He's so overrated. They don't want to give the guy who deserves the award. That's the same problem with basketball. That's why when I hear this person wins the blah blah blah, I'm like, oh, it's probably just because people wanted to give it to him. It's kind of like no one really wins back to back anymore, unless you're just that likable. And everyone loves Aaron Rodgers. They hate Tom Brady, so they're never going to give Tom Brady another MVP.
Touchdowns, Tom Brady had 6 more. Interceptions, Tom Brady had 8 more, which, yes, that's a pretty big difference.
How many attempts versus...
Well, I'm getting there. So their average per attempt was 7.4 to 7.8 for Rodgers. Brady had 5,300 yards, while Aaron Rodgers had 41, like you just said. And their QBRs were 1 point different. It's like...
Completion... how many times did Tom Brady throw versus...
719.
Jesus.
719 versus what, 600?
531.
Yeah.
My God.
So that explains the interception difference.
Yes, because the less you throw the ball, the less chance it has of getting picked off.
So, okay. So there we go. So that's backs my argument for the most overrated player.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, so we
Aaron Rodgers.
we were at underrated. I said quarterback, underrated quarterback.
Yep.
I ended up saying or thinking, we said Derek Carr was one of them. Kirk Cousins was another. But as for underrated quarterbacks, I think that's as far as it goes, honestly.
Carson Wentz, maybe a little overrated. He gets all these contracts. He hasn't been good since his rookie season.
Yeah.
All
right. Who's the most underrated running back?
Oh my God, Eckler by far. Eckler is probably by far the most underrated player.
I said him too. Whenever we talked about it,
Austin
Eckler.
He's by far probably the most. Never,
I think it's
spotlight.
I think it's Joe
but
Mixon.
Produces,
Just kidding.
but produces at a really high level.
Joe Mixon.
No.
Okay.
Wide receiver.
No, let me say.
I thought you said Joe Mixon.
No, it's a joke.
He was joking.
Oh.
Miles Sanders.
No.
Underrated.
No.
Underrated?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Dude.
No.
His career averages are great. They're so good.
Averages at what?
Running the ball. What the fuck else are we talking about? Rashad Penny's another one.
Dude, there's no
Rashad Penny
way.
is pretty good.
It's
We're
not
talking about most, man. Not just honorable mentions here.
okay.
Yeah.
But you think Miles Sanders out of every running back in the league, top running back in the league, or player that should... You think... Basically, when we mean underrated, is there a player that's not regarded as the top player at their position, but should be? So you think Miles Sanders should...
Why is that a rule? I'm just saying he's
That's
very...
for the most,
Okay,
is what I'm saying.
DeAndre Swift. Very underrated. Here he goes.
Underrated. What do you think he should be then? I think he's right now at a good spot. I think he's in the top 10 conversation.
Okay.
That's you. Think he should be like in the top
rest
5?
of the NFL doesn't like him.
Huh?
No, I'm not saying you. I think he's top 10 also. But I'm just saying the rest of the NFL doesn't think that way.
They are doubting him this year.
You're saying he's
they
just
are
being
doubting him
overshadowed by the shittiness of his team?
Yes.
They are doubting
gets
him
missed,
this year,
is
but
what I'm saying.
I've seen a lot of both. I see a lot of people talking about why they wouldn't, and the pretty much argument is it's the Lions. Then I see people who bring up the stats and they're talking about the player they talk about history and how players that did what he did and how long they did it for to be able to do it again. So I've seen both.
Okay.
But I would say he's accurate for myself and what I hear. He's accurately where he's supposed to be, but you think he should be a little bit higher at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I had to choose the running back, I would probably say. I mean, I know Nick Chubb's pretty high up there, but he gets missed by a lot of average.
Who?
Nick Chubb.
Oh.
But I think he gets missed by a lot of average football watchers.
Yeah.
If you're not like an avid fan, but.
Yeah.
All right, so
I could see that.
wide receivers,
Wide receivers, I have Mike Evans.
underrated. Yeah.
Underrated. Tyler Lockett's up there.
I just want to say,
Brandon Cooks is up there. Brandon Cooks has had some killer years. 1,000-yard seasons. Numerous.
he's very
Multiple.
I just want to say,
And not.
Miles Sanders. I just look at his career stats. His career average is 5.1,
What is their attempts though?
480. That's not a small sample size at all.
No, that's
He's a good rusher. The team just doesn't use him.
No, I agree.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's top of the league. I'm just
I
saying
was high
he's-
on him last year. So
I know you were, and
I
then you
was.
got hurt by him because he didn't do
He
anything.
hurt my feelings. He did. He literally ruined it for me.
Yes.
He was one of my sleeper picks, and I was like, man, you guys got to watch. And guess who ended up running the ball more? His quarterback.
Right.
So it didn't work out. But I think I have Mike Evans as the most underrated. Like we talked about in the first segment as well with,
Yeah.
you know,
That's tough
multiple
because
1,000-yard seasons. Never really in the conversation of top player.
I think
It's
DJ
always
Moore
been
is another one
flashy,
who gets pretty
that's
underrated
Who I said is DJ Moore.
because he has a lot of good seasons with a lot of different quarterbacks. It's like your same argument with Evans. He's able to do it.
I
the
think
same.
he's a good player, and you're probably right. Obviously he's in a bad place, but
He's just underrated. I'm not saying he's better than Mike Evans or anything like that.
no, I'm not thinking that we're talking about that. I'm just thinking of he's close as the most.
Yeah.
But I think for a player, every year, like I've heard years where this is his year. I rarely hear that this is Mike Evans' year. is what I mean. Like I hear like, oh, you guys got to get DJ Moore, man. He's a top player. Draft him.
I think it's just because at this point we already know what Mike Evans is gonna do every season. he's gonna perform the same.
See,
every
I
year.
mean, with what's his nuts? DJ Moore. He's had three years in a row with 1,000 yards receiving yards.
Yeah.
And
He has good.
yeah,
Like in the beginning,
I'm just saying
he did
the
do
same
really
argument
well.
you're making for Evans.
Yeah.
Was what makes him underrated. So that's it.
But I agree they're in the same thing, but the only difference is
And he's only 25.
is when football starts, they're like in the beginning, they're always high on him. Not
Yeah.
saying they're high on him this year, but I'm saying in the past they're like DJ Moore is going to be this, DJ Moore is going to be that. This is his chance, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then he does produce, but not how high they thought. So they feel like he's doing trash,
Yeah.
but in reality, his stats are good.
I just think he gets a little overshadowed.
He does.
Shadowed
he does.
because he's on a bad
He's
team.
on the Panthers.
Yeah.
Anybody on the Panthers besides CMC looks like ass.
Yes.
So okay, well that was the last one.
Yep.
But that was pretty fun.
It was a good one.
Debatable. Hopefully we can get the audio.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get
Oh
it.
my God! Just sat here for 2.5 hours and audio's wiped.
That'd be great.
But this was fun. We could get more debate topics and do it in person when Chase finally moves up here.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out. I got some stuff going on.
If that any closing arguments?
Joe Mixon top
Joe
2.
Mixon's retiring. Anyways, we'll see you guys on the next one.